Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Host Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that takes the lead in today's edition for Tuesday, 7th May 2024, and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillian Group. More deadly criminal activities in Trinidad and Tobago last weekend as top cop vows to go all out to investigate. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all, perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Welcome back. In Trinidad and Tobago, 4 men are dead and 8 others injured following a shooting in Cocorite on Saturday night. Commissioner of Police refers to this as senseless and commits to getting on with the investigation to get to the bottom of it. More from Stacey and Providence of TTT News.
According to police, around 11 p.m., the victims were all liming on the eastern side of Building F, Phase 1 Powder Magazine, when a dark-colored vehicle drove onto the compound, turned around and stopped at the entrance. 2 men clad in dark-colored clothing alighted from the vehicle and started shooting in the direction of the group. The men then returned to the vehicle to make their escape. 36-year-old Jonathan Osmond was pronounced dead at the scene, while 22-year-old Shaquille Otley, 57-year-old Antonio Jack, and 31-year-old Sadiki Otley died at hospital. 8 others, aged 19 to 39, were taken to hospital to be treated for gunshot wounds. On Sunday, Commissioner of Police Earl Harewood Christopher visited the scene with her team to get a first-hand view of what transpired. She's condemning the act of violence.
It is senseless, and clearly these young persons have no regard to life. And it is not a situation that we will continue to condone. We will not condone it. We will ensure that all our required resources are applied to ensure we have proper investigations done in this matter.
Police officials say initial inquiries into the shooting indicate that it may be related to turf.
We also know in the Western Division the propensity for areas to have flare-ups and so on, because the fact is, and the community knows, that there are elements of gang activity in these districts here. So yes, the area has been quiet for a while, and it is not only sad and somewhat, I would say, unexpected that we had that level of violence directed at this community.
But Divisional Commander, Senior Superintendent Gavin Henry, reiterated the TTPS's stance when it comes to turf.
One of the key components of any of our strategies is hearing what the residents have to say, right? What are their concerns, and directing our strategies and activities towards addressing that, right? So with respect to turf, no criminal and no turf here, right? This is Cocorite residents and the people in this building. This turf belongs to them.
On Sunday, members of the Victims Support Unit were on hand to provide assistance to members of the community. Residents have been told to expect some inconvenience as police ramp up activities in this area. Stacey Ann Providence, TDT News.
And still on Trinidad, May 4th marks the 10th year anniversary of the murder of prominent attorney at law and former state prosecutor Dana Sitahal, senior counsel, who was murdered in Woodbrook. More in this TV6 News item.
Tonight, her family says, as they reflect on this heartbreaking milestone, they are still waiting for justice to be served and closure to be granted to them, her friends, and the wider community. In a statement, the family says Dana Sitahal was not merely a legal luminary. She was a beacon of integrity, tirelessly advocating for justice and the rule of law. Her untimely demise sent shockwaves through the nation, shaking the very foundation of our legal system and sparking widespread outrage. Yet this despite a decade passing since her senseless murder, justice continues to elude them. They say a lack of resolution in Dana Sita Hall's case is not just a failure of our justice system, it is a betrayal of her legacy and an affront to the principles she stood for. The family adds that the delay in bringing those accused of her murder to trial serves as a stark reminder of the impunity that persists in our society and the urgent need for accountability. Sita Hall's family members are urging the authorities to redouble their efforts to ensure that those responsible for her murder face the full brunt of the law. Furthermore, they are calling for a swift and transparent trial to commence, providing the closure that her family and loved ones so rightfully need.
On World Press Freedom Day, several diplomats gathered to discuss the critical role of journalism and freedom of expression, particularly in light of current global environmental crisis. The theme underscores the importance of transparent and independent reporting in raising awareness and prompting action on ecological issues. HGP's Tiana Cole has the details in the following report.
The heads of missions of the Embassy of the United States of America, Ambassador Nicole Theriault, the British High Commissioner Jane Miller, the Canadian High Commissioner Mark Berman, and the delegation of the European Union, Ambassador René Van Ness, joined together to observe World Press Freedom Day under the theme, quote-unquote, the importance of journalism and freedom of expression in the context of current global environmental crisis. Climate change and related environmental issues have been at the forefront of international dialogue for many years, but recent and increasingly erratic weather patterns around the world, growing pressure on flora and fauna, food insecurity, and water scarcity have all created new impetus for action. The statement added that journalists therefore find themselves in a pivotal position where their pen and their words can influence the hearts and minds of citizens in a high-stake global environmental conversation. Freedom of expression is essential, allowing journalists the ability to deliver the facts about climate change and related issues freely and fairly without influence or intimidation as climate research, climate talks, and climate action progress. With a low-lying coastline and rising sea levels, Guyana is continuously affected by environmental crises like flooding and more recently prolonged dry spells. Further, under such conditions, access to information is crucial in assisting the Guyanese population understand local environmental impacts, planned interventions, and costs in order to make informed decisions and be a part of the global conversation. The reliability of the information available to the public requires journalists to be given more access to data and science to analyze in order to accurately inform the public. The statement further added that new research, data, and findings should be made readily available to the media. Journalists should be allowed access to speak to local experts and researchers involved in climate work. Additionally, they should also have the opportunity to see environmental work in action, facilitating ongoing learning and staying informed about new interventions and climate activities. This right to access more with the responsibility for due diligence in reporting, especially at a time when misinformation and disinformation is rampant. Journalists are expected to be neutral and fair when representing the facts. The diplomats therefore encourage government, opposition, and stakeholders to be thoughtful and deliberate in their action and to practice transparency and accountability. Engagement with the media and the availability of accurate environmental and other information, the group said, should be a norm and actively in practice. They also encourage journalists to maintain integrity in their work. Tiana Cole reporting for the AHGP Nightly News.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick.
In association with our friends at
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Questions for Integrity Commission about illicit enrichment case and Dwayne Vaz matter. Dwayne Anderson of TVJ News in Jamaica reports.
Questions this evening from one lawmaker about whether the Integrity Commission is abusing sections of the law it relies on to do its work. The concerns are being raised after one former member of Parliament, Dwayne Vaz, found himself in legal hot water. But, as you will hear in this report from Dwayne Anderson, many of Vaz's former colleagues are confused about the case.
Committee members from different sides of the political aisle, but all seemingly working from the same question paper on Thursday. Among the questions they want the Integrity Commission to answer is what is going on with the illicit enrichment probe from nearly 2 years ago. Government member Delroy Chuck said it is about time the country get the information.
The basis of the illicit enrichment was a mismatch between purchases and income, or expenditure and income. To my mind, those members, whoever they are, if they can't clear it up, then we need some indication from the IC, Integrity Commission, what is being done.
Mr. Chuck, who is also the Justice Minister, explained it is not right for all lawmakers to have this cloud hanging over them.
Everybody asks me, I see on the street, are you one of the 6? It's not fair, Chairman. They need to clear this thing up.
The lawmakers also want the Integrity Commission to clarify its handling of Dwayne Vaz's case. Mr. Vaz will know his fate on June 7 after pleading guilty for failing to, without reasonable cause, provide information relating to his statutory declarations in November 2020. But his former colleagues are puzzled about the sequence of events in the case.
I don't understand why he is in the court.
I'm asking the Integrity Commission to explain the basis under which Mr. Vaz has been found to be in contravention of any provision of the Integrity Commission Act. So I'm asking the Secretary to convey that question from the committee to the Integrity Commission.
I'd like to know what the relevance of Section 42(3)(a). If you issue a certification or of what have you for a particular year, how can you then still be asking for other documents? So I need to know the relevance of this section, or whether or not this section is being abused.
Committee Chairman Ed Bartlett assured members that the Integrity Commission will be requested to attend the next meeting to answer their questions about that case and 5 other reports before the committee. Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.
Bahamas' Minister of National Security, Wayne Monroe, provides update on upgraded ankle monitoring process.
Switch now or you will be arrested. The no-nonsense warning for individuals wearing ankle monitoring bracelets as the government revamps the bail enforcement program for criminals. National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Monroe, confirming that an estimated 200 Bahamians are outfitted with the new ankle bracelets in this updated system, spearheaded by Microfill Electronic Security. The process began in Abaco and should be operational here in New Providence very soon.
The police advise that they are confident that the devices are more robust than the previous ones in terms of being difficult and they're impossible to take off. They have the added functionality of being able to communicate with the wearer. So where in the past, the wearer would say the device wasn't charging and they couldn't get in contact with anyone, we have amended the Bail Act. Now, so breach of bail causes you to be returned to custody. So the monitoring company now can reach out to persons, speak with them, record their conversations with people so that they can't use excuses. And if in fact you have a legitimate issue, and you have one of these monitors on, just as the young man in the video did, you press it, you call the monitoring center, and you tell them what the issue is so that you can receive instructions.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean.
In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's a
Quintillion Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.